Hey, Dr. Gerhauser here. I want to talk a little bit about a modern disease that is still the number one killer of Americans, and that's cardiovascular disease. So that's things like heart attacks and heart failure and the different things that go wrong with our heart. So our heart has a powerful electromagnetic field, and recent research has shown that one of the core issues, that the trouble with modern medicine and modern cardiology is, yes, they can save your life if you're having a heart attack. They have amazing interventions, how they can take a tube and go through your groin and go up into your little arteries in your heart and put a little balloon in there and prop it open and save your life. Although that's not typically when those procedures, the stent procedures are done. They aren't typically to save your life. They're because you're having chest pain, and on angiography they show a blockage, so they put a stent in there to open it up. But the problem with that is you still have the disease, and if they put you on some drugs like lower your blood pressure, it's common to lower your blood pressure and lower your cholesterol. It's common to put you on some drugs. But those drugs also don't address the cause of your disease. Now, it is exciting that today there's new science that is leading us to a pathway that in my 37-year, 38-year career of practicing medicine, we didn't really think that much about. But there's something that is a key to why the inside lining of our arteries and our coronary arteries start to disrupt. And they've performed the studies. Now, a lot of these studies were done in mice, and it has to do with the circadian rhythm. So the circadian rhythm is that 24-hour period where the earth spins and we see the sun on the horizon, and then we spin a full revolution of the planet, and it comes back in 24 hours to that same spot. That's the circadian rhythm, the day and the night cycles of the earth. Well, what they found is there are circadian clocks. There's a master clock, and then there's clocks everywhere in all tissues in our body, including our heart, including the endothelium, the inner lining of our coronary arteries. And what they did an interesting experiment in mice. What they did was they took one of these clock proteins. So the clock proteins get expressed because, we see the sunrise. So that sets into action the stair step of steps to produce a protein that has a function. And what they did in mice is they deleted a gene in the mice, so they got rid of this clock protein. So it couldn't do what it's supposed to do because they genetically engineered the mouse to not have that protein. Well, what did the mouse do? Their endothelial lining. So we have a lining inside our arteries, and we don't want that lining to leak anything. So what happened when the clock protein was removed? The endothelium, the cells had little gaps, and they created leaks. So there were leaks into our arteries. And this basically caused atherosclerosis, which is the most common reason people have heart attacks, caused atherosclerosis in these mice. So what does that tell us to do? That tells us that our circadian mechanism should be the first thing we do, the first thing we fix. Now, unfortunately, as far as up to now, that might be changing, because this science is out there. Cardiologists should be aware of it. But I've never heard a cardiologist recommend that to their patient, or even a primary care doc. So this is something you need to do on your own. It might take a few years for medicine to catch up. So what do? You see that sunrise. Get that clock protein made. It's the stimulus of light. Gets that program going. So the stimulus of light, you need to do that. So that means seeing the sun as it comes up. Okay? Pretty easy. And that's just one of the things we teach people that have heart disease or they're at high risk for heart disease. Something they can do that's simple, inexpensive, and it's wonderful to do it. I've been doing it ever since I had my little issue with heart disease. So it's been a long time. I do that every single day, except once in a while when I'm having a hangover. Okay, good talking to you. See you soon.